Hey there, in today's video I'm going to be working on a black long sleeve shirt. This is going to be a Halloween contest that I entered with Heat Transfer Warehouse. So Heat Transfer Warehouse, thank you so much for letting me partake in this contest. And also I want to say congrats to the winner. This is pre-recorded, so I don't know who the winner is. I'm going to be doing a lot of fast forwarding, mostly because the batteries in my mouse died, and it took me a little bit to figure out how to do how to right click with my finger using the touchscreen. And plus I had some other issues, so I don't want to bore you with all those details because it took longer than I wanted. So I'm gonna basically be using the trace and detach, the trace panel. I'm also going to be using the modified panel, and I'm also going to be using the subtract all, and of course releasing the compound path after I do the traces, so I can remove all the backgrounds that I don't want or need. And you'll see that on the screen. And I'm also going to be sharing a whole bunch of tips, so please stay tuned and watch the whole video. So let's get started. I got all these images from Google, just random images. I have kind of an idea what I want to do with these. I think I still need a pump. No, I think I'm going to use a back from one of these images. So right now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace and detach. I don't want the leaf on there, or do I? No, I don't want the leaf on there. So I'm going to just highlight it or click on it, and then I'm going to come to the right panel. A little slice of toast is what I call it. Select the trace area, and I'm using again my fingers. And I'm just gonna trace it. So here what I'm gonna do is just I'm trying to figure out how to release the compound path with my finger. I finally figured it out, and I did want to kind of fast forward because it took me a lot longer than I wanted it to using my finger, because this is my first time using my computer as a touch screen because the batteries in my mouse died. But I was able to figure it out. It wasn't too bad. It just seemed like it took forever, because whenever I'd highlight, it would unhighlight, and it was just a pain in the rear. But here all I'm doing is just pay attention to the panel on what I'm doing. It's really only subtracting all to remove the little pieces in the windows, and just moving stuff around and removing the background. That's all I'm doing. But if you have any questions, just leave them below. So now for the colors. Out of the 12 that were sent to me by Heat Transfer Warehouse, again, thank you very much, Heat Transfer Warehouse. Out of the 6, I'm going to use half of them. So for the house, the haunted house, I'm going to be using Caesar holographic firelit pearl, and that one's super awesome. I can't wait to see how that's going to look. For the bats, I'm going to use Easy Weed reflective silver. For the moon, I'm going to use Easy Weed glow. For the cat, I'm going to use Caesar tawny, and what that is a beautiful brown glitter. So I can't wait to see what that's going to look like. For the pumpkins, at the bottom, I'm going to use Caesar sparkle sunset orange. And for the witches, I'm going to use Easy Weed wicked purple. How appropriate. There's actually 9 colors that I'm going to be working with, not 6. So out of the 12, there's going to be 9 colors that I'm going to be using. There was a tote bag included in the package, so I'm going to go ahead and decorate that one. And I'm going to add the ghost that you see on the screen on one side with some verbiage inside as a knockout. I'm not going to expose that just yet. And then the witch, I may do the same thing, I'm not really sure. But for the ghost, I'm going to use white glitter. I can't find the label right now. And for the witch, I'm going to use I don't want to use the same color as the witches below at the bottom. I'm going to use Caesar Twinkle Orange. It looks like brown glitter, so I'm going to use that for the witch on the bottom left corner. And then for the ghost is going to be glitter white, but I'm going to add something to the ghost that I'm not going to put on the screen. And for that, may or may not be a hint, but I'm going to use Easy Weed Orange for that. And it is going to have verbiage. This is what I'm going to be adding to the ghost. I'm not revealing what it is because I want it to be it's going to be they wanted us to be creative, so I'm just trying to be funny with this. But anyway, I want to show you the color. It looks like it's neon, but it's not. Another thing you can do is grab a ruler and just lean it against the silver bar. You can just lean your ruler on there to keep the vinyl from rolling. That's another thing you can do. Try not to leave too much out of the video, but this is the Halloween part that's going on the sleeve. For like sleeves, like minimum is like 11.5 inches. The longest is I think 14 inches. But me, I like to do things different. I don't limit myself to the rule of thumb or anything like that. Do what works for you. They may be considered standards, but it really doesn't matter. You do what the customer wants. Do whatever it is that you want to experiment with, or whatever you want to sell. That's how I see it. Because if you think outside the box and if you want to be different, that can ultimately be a really good selling point for you. I hope I'm in camera range. So don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. That's my thinking. You're blocking my light. Sorry, I'm getting on somebody already. One more letter. And this is Halloween. black long sleeve shirt that I'm going to be working with. Just going to take the lint out and take the lint off. I got a good lint roller, dang. Okay, we'll of course remove the moisture, iron it out. A few seconds. I'm going to fold it in half, elongate it so I can get my center line. I'm going to do the same thing to the sleeves. I'm going to iron it out. I never really rely on the lines that are already on there. They're not always centered. This doesn't really need to be centered, but I'm going to do it for the sake of the video. Okay, so here's the... I'm going to do the front first. I'm going to loosen up my pressure here. Okay, that'll work. My lighting is not the greatest. So I'm gonna do 3 fingers only because I'm gonna be doing a lot on this shirt. So first things first, let's do the half of a cat. And I'm not gonna go over the glitters, the vinyl that I'm using. I say glitter because I saw glitter. This one I think was the tawny, and you'll see flakes or glitter flakes on the transfer. That's normal. You would think that it would make a mess, but it doesn't. It doesn't even transfer to the shirt, and you'll see in a minute. This is what's going on the back. And I did have scratch marks for him, the cat sliding down, but it didn't work out with this one because it kind of lifts. So I decided to just leave those claw marks out. So I thought that would look cool, but that's why you saw in the video there was two cats. There was a small one and a circle, the big one. That's why I made it bigger. So for the front, I've got a bunch of little bats here, just going around the house, haunted house. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my placement. I'm gonna use 315, or I'm sorry, 305 for all of this. So I'm gonna just put it close to the middle. Remember the 3 finger mark? I think I marked it. I'll mark it again. I did 3 fingers. So I'm gonna put it right about here. Make it look like she's going in the upward direction. Maybe I could do straight across. Yeah, I'll just do straight across. And then for the haunted house, I'm just gonna put it on the plaque itself. And we'll do, I'm gonna tack it down only because I still need to do, actually, I didn't cut my bats. I'm probably not gonna do how I had them in the video. Just gonna put them in random little spots here. There were 6 bats, but on the video, but there's only gonna be 5. Only because that's what I want to do. Oops. So I'm just gonna place it there, and I'm gonna do I'm gonna go ahead and do 15 seconds just to make sure that it stays down. I need to move the house in some. I think we're good there. Hope I'm not. Okay, so 15 seconds. Or 12 seconds, sorry. I'm doing 12 seconds. If I need to do any more, I'll do it, but I'm going to wait to see how it does, because I don't really know the time and temperature really for all of them because they're all different vinyls. But right now I'm just gonna see how it does. Came out really nice. Ooh, I like that one. That's cool. Ooh, I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the back now. It's gonna have heat applied to it, so that'll be pretty much my second press. So now we're gonna do the back. My center line is still there. The cat, I have long hair, so I'm probably gonna do the standard 5-inch mark, probably around here. Just gonna put it right underneath the front of the collar. So I'm gonna knock that off the platen. Still have my center line. So he's gonna be about right here. See, I don't like how this lifts. This particular, doesn't look good. This particular vinyl feels like sandpaper. It's weird, unique. But it kind of feels like sandpaper. I'll show you in a minute. 3 seconds, 2, 1. It's so cool. I'll show you in a minute. See, you can hear it. It sounds like sandpaper, but it looks so cool. I did use this before, and I think it was on a stem, on a rose. So next I'm gonna do the sleeves. The sleeve, there is a rule of thumb like I mentioned, but like I always say, do what works for you. Think outside the box. Just gonna make my line. And here, all I'm gonna do, you can put, it's best to put a pillow in here. You don't have to. I don't have mine, but that's a good reason for you to you can go ahead and iron it out and make that center line. The reason that you would need one is because you're gonna feel the seam on the other side. So what you can do here is you can just go ahead and put your image on either side, actually the front, below or inside the center line or the crease. But I really want, I don't have my Teflon pillow. I really want it on the center, so let's go ahead and do that. And everyone does their sleeve different, and what I mean by that is some people will do it this way, the wording, or they'll do it this way. There really is no right or wrong way, but for me there is a way that you should have it, and I'll show you why in a minute. So this is the left sleeve, and I'm just gonna, because this is a really long sleeve, I'm just gonna kind of go off of the shoulder a little bit, and I can feel the other side of the I'm probably gonna do it right there, right below the crease. So I'm gonna put it right here. And I'll show you why I'm doing it this way. It'll make perfect sense. Let me tighten it up. Twelve seconds. And then the other one, I'm going to do the same thing. So witches on the other sleeve now. Almost done with this project. Where is my... So now we're doing the right sleeve. And again, I'm going to go right below the crease over here. Right about there. In the center. Not sure it's tight. Please make sure to watch till the end so you can see why or how it's actually going to look on the sleeves, the positioning of the vinyl. I totally recommend this way for the reasons that you'll see at the end. Everyone does it different. I have seen companies and other people do it the opposite of the way I'm doing it. I hope that makes sense. You'll see at the end. The witches, I didn't use the knockout only because I just wanted more purple. The cat really does feel like sandpaper, this vinyl does, but it's really cool. And the glow in the dark witch, I was not able to get a good picture. The haunted house came out pretty cool, how the colors change. And last but not least, this 15 by 15 tote bag, which I almost forgot about. It was included in the package, so I wanted to go ahead and decorate it. You can put your vinyl, your extra vinyl in there if you want to. Totally up to you what you want to do with it, but I decided I was going to decorate it as a kind of as a bonus, I guess. So the witch goes on one side, and again the ghost and the surprise is going to be on the opposite side. And after that, I'm pretty much done. This was a fun little project. I can't wait to see what everybody else came up with, and see if anybody else used the bag. It would be cool to see. If you're interested in any of the vinyl in this video, there's a link below. Heat Transfer Warehouse, thank you again. That's all I have for now. Until next time.